Hey everybody, what's going on? Will here from GNARBOX. Today we're going to be doing a demo entirely on Android because of some of the feedback questions we've been getting around where is it? I'm your resident Android expert, so I volunteered to get in front of camera and do this update for you. We'll be on the Pixel 2. But first, what's up with Android? Why is this a concern? Well, a lot of the 1.0 backers and users might remember at the beginning of delivery there, we were a little bit behind Android to iOS. It took a while for it to catch up as well in terms of features, in terms of performance, and also across the wide array of Android devices that there are. So we've overhauled a lot of our software, the way that we do things, the architecture of it, even our testing, the number of devices that we have, the number of operating systems we test. So we've been able to keep these things in parity as we go, as we add new features. They're getting added to both. Testing is being equally balanced. A lot of new processes in place that are just going to help us now at launch and into the future as we continue to develop. So without further ado, we're going to jump on in. So what we have here, card is plugged in. You can see on this device I have files from multiple days. And what you're going to see when I back it up on here, I'm going to select this card. I'm going to back it up now, and what's going to happen are the folders are going to be created per each of the dates. So it's going to read the files, and this is because in my settings I have smart backup, which means new backups, but really important, flatten folders. And when I flatten folders, it's going to take this original folder structure with this kind of trash folders like the MC root, the private, the stuff that's on my Sony that I'm not using right now because I wasn't shooting video. And it's actually going to just eliminate them and drop them into folders by date. So if I come in here now, you can see that these day folders are being created. And as this backup takes place, the files are actually being loaded in, thumbnails are being generated, and I'm able to really seamlessly browse these files as they come in. We'll take a look back at this when the backup is complete, but in the meantime, yeah, really good performance, super fluid. The animations are coming together, still working on things like file swiping, speeding that up. You're seeing a little load lag, but that's the same that's been happening because file swiping is actually brand new to this test release. So we're going to be working on the animations for this to make sure that it's super smooth. But what you see here on Android is what you're getting on iOS. For all the features that we've been creating to date. Okay, so the backup's complete, and I could have run a simultaneous copy from the card to the drive. I plugged my SSD in here, but what I actually prefer to do is backup from the GNARBOX to the drive. That way I can eject my card and kind of keep going, but also just because the speed is about 5x faster, which is just, I mean, the total backup time is going to be less. I could run multiple copies, or I could do a faster, redundant copy after the GNARBOX copy completes. So now that that's done, I'm going to just take this whole GNARBOX folder, and I'm going to make a copy. I'm going to add it to the SSD. I'm going to make a new folder just because we're doing a test, and it looks like there's a GNARBOX folder in there. So if I select in here and I make that copy, now this backup is going to kick off, and this thing is cranking a lot faster than the previous backup. And I can go ahead and I can eject this SD card and go back to shooting while this other copy goes, rather than waiting for this to do two copies to two destinations. So taking a look at those drone files, where are they? Here we are. Those drone files, now that these are copied across, you're going to see, yep, a lot better performance than what was showing when you're just going fresh off the card. It's just because all the files now are on the GNARBOX. And this will go for if you plug in an SSD. You know, it's always going to be better if it's on the native drive, just to be able to preview all of these videos, play them back, and experience them. Now that we have our full time lapse in, just give you a quick preview of that browsing. You can see how fast that these thumbnails load in these previews, and I'm able to just jump all the way to the bottom and get that loading in. Still a couple little bugs for us to work out, but you know, the progress is really, really rapid, and the experience here is the same as it is on iOS. Cool, so with that, you know, that's pretty much the demo for today. I am looking forward to probably putting Pixel 2 into more of the demos that we put out here, more of the videos, so we're not just doing iPad, which is an incredibly fast and awesome device. We'll be doing more Android tests. I don't see why not. Thank you everybody for being patient. We know shipping deadlines have been frustrating, but we'll get something out there very soon. Looking forward to getting units in your hands and getting feedback, though. Must be said, like, there's bunch of new stuff being added in here, which is, creating some of these new bugs that then we get to fix, and having more time to develop this software and make it a really good experience, like the date modified folders and the flattened folders actually, which is the new one. Really exciting stuff. So thanks for your patience, and we'll catch you next time.